Richard Southern here in the 680 newsroom. What a week it was for stocks. What a terrible week. Worst week in 2 years for the Bay and Wall Street stock markets. The TSX and the Dow both down about 4% on the week, capped off by a very bad Friday. The Dow was down 666 points on Friday. Biggest one-day point drop in years. The TSX down 250 on Friday. All this as investors eye rising interest rates in the U.S. Some disappointing earnings this week from the likes of Google and from Exxon Mobil, and the Canadian dollar pulled back a full cent on Friday. It's at 80.5 cents U.S. Interesting changes coming to medieval times. They're taking a page out of the 21st century, you could say. Medieval times, for the first time in its 34-year history, will have a woman in the leading role. The monarch in the show, the leading role, has always been a man. The new production, with a woman wearing the crown, had its debut in Chicago, and it'll be coming to the Toronto Medieval Times by the end of the year. The Joust and Eat Dinner Theater began in 1983. It's drawn 66 million people across North America since then. But it's sad news from the Toronto retail landscape this week. A store that's been open almost 100 years is getting set to close its doors. It's Brown's Menswear on Avenue Road. Brown's has been open almost 100 years, a leading retailer for shorter men. Their tagline was "Fashion for a man up to 5'8". Sadly, Lou Brown, the store's owner, passed away in December. We caught up with his daughter, who works at the store.
My dad recently passed away, and it was actually my dad's wishes, and he told my mom, and there's 4 siblings in our family, that his wishes were to close the business. And he leaves a fantastic legacy. He's a great man, wonderful reputation. People that we speak to all the time always comment on the same thing, that Lou, we just remember Lou with his gruff voice, and always had a story and always had a joke. And so basically the family's carrying out his wishes.
Store set to close in 6 to 8 weeks. There is liquidation sales currently ongoing. All right, meantime, Canadians are in need of a raise, and many are planning to ask for one. A new survey out this past week from Indeed Canada found 83% of Canadians are dissatisfied with their paycheck. 52% plan to ask for a raise. The average worker planning to ask for $12,000. Top excuse for the employer not to give a raise is, oh, there's just no money in the budget. Problem is, the cost of living's gone up. Food prices, interest rates have risen in recent months, and we're told the job market's good. The unemployment rate's supposed to be at a multi-decade low, but wages just haven't kept up. Super Sunday just about here, the Super Bowl taking place, and you know, GTA businesses, they're gearing up for a very busy Sunday. Let's look at what some of them are doing. Pizza Hut telling us they expect to sell 17,000 pizzas here at the GTA on Sunday alone, a 50% increase over the average Sunday. They're going to double their delivery staff. How about some wings? You got to have them for the game, don't you? St. Louis Bar and Grill, they're going to sell, they think, 100,000 chicken wings Sunday alone here in Toronto, 20 times the daily average. Rabba Fine Foods is expecting a 25% uptick in the sale of finger foods and frozen foods. The beer store thinks it will sell 105,000 2-4s, 24 cases of beer on Super Sunday. They're bringing in extra staff. Proline, if you want to get some action on the game, Proline has some prop sheets. They did about 183 grand last Super Bowl, and Beck Taxi telling me they plan to have almost all their cars on the road on Sunday. Finally, McDonald's is marking the 50th anniversary of the Big Mac, and to do that, they have a special bacon Big Mac on the menu. That's just what we need on our Big Mac is bacon, right? Big Mac facts for you. First appeared on the menu in Canada and the U.S. in 1968. It had 2 previous names, the Aristocrat and the Blue Ribbon Burger. Company felt those were too difficult to pronounce, so they settled on the Big Mac. It's an economic tool used to measure purchasing parity power. Quebecers eat more Big Macs than we do in other provinces, and McDonald's in with some earnings this week. Better than expected results. The stock, though, got cut up in the overall market downturn. In the 680 newsroom, Richard Southern, City News.